What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So as y'all know, we are now in December, and with that, we will also be in the new month of the summits here at Motorfest, and also it's, Summit Reset Day, so you'll get yourself a tire, the outer white tire. I don't know if this tire is new, but either way, it's a blue platinum tire there. Civic Type R and Gold, guys, 100 prestige tickets, 100,000 XP there, and the next week will be an old tire. I already have this one in my inventory, so if you don't have this one, or if you do, yeah, probably not missing that much in this summit, I'd say. The next one is another tire, and honestly, the jokes just write themselves, bro. Like, I don't even have to say anything at this point, but we have the Patriot Lines tire after that, guys, and then after that, we'll have the Merry Motorfest, which gives us looks like an underglow there. Hopefully that one is new. I'd probably say that it is. Haven't seen that design quite yet. But the final summit of the month here is the Midnight Millionaires. And yes, that is an AMG 1. And to be honest, it looks insanely close to the base one, bro. I think just the wheels there, you guys will see like the green, like the AMG, and then the green around the wheels. You'll see like the stripe on the bottom of that, the skirt thing there, and I'm gonna guess to say that's probably it. Like the livery's obviously closer. I do know people have made this livery, but yeah, so you have the painted green on the wheels, and then the skirt is also yeah, green stripes. So I gotta admit, Summit Car is kind of on the lazy side if I'm being real, but yeah, no words there. Besides all of that, though, looking at the summit here, so for this, it will be mainly focused on, well, we have one drift event, but we'll have Street Tier 1 and Street Tier 2. You'll have yourself a Slalom, a Bullseye, and an Escape. And honestly, guys, all three of the skills are very easy to do this week. The Slalom here, jump in pretty much any Street Tier 2 vehicle, that you can use, so AK Japan, and use a half score breaker and follow the route. And honestly, bro, that's kind of it. I use the NSX, was honestly fairly simple. The next one is a Bullseye. For this, guys, I would recommend the KTM 450 EXC Robbie Madison. You can run this vehicle the entire time in this. Again, a half score breaker, that's all you will need. You don't have to switch vehicles or use like a boat or anything. You can run this thing the entire time. Start off, for some reason I spawned in it, so I had to back up and then go after it, but hit that, and then that's pretty much it there. Pretty easy for the Escape. I actually did end up, like, spawning in, driving past it, turning around after a little bit, hitting the objective, jumping down the mountain, jumping on the highway, then basically just following that all the way toward the water. And that was pretty much it, dude. This one was actually pretty easy to do. I admit that. I thought it was going to be hard, but it was honestly very easy. I admit that. For the events, though, the top left one here, vehicle alone. Now, the first thing I want to say, you guys will recognize some of these races, okay? And honestly, I kind of wish they'd mix up the events a bit more. The reason why is I recognize some of these races from like recent summits. For example, this one right here, guys, with the Integra Type R. We literally just did this race. I think it was this last week or the week before. We just did this event. I really don't know how the same races pop up. Maybe they're using like ChatGPT or something to like pick the races. Like they type it in, they just have like a random thing of races. I don't know. But it is kind of crazy to me how the same races show up. But either way though, I would say a lot of them are probably fairly simple. Many players will recognize them. Like this one is one of the events that is a circuit race. Again, being careful on the corners. For some odd reason, the NSX in this race slides a bit. So do be ready for that and try to counteract that a little bit. Also, be a bit careful going over curbs, which funny thing is going over curbs and stuff like that can go for many of these events, so do watch out because they can throw your vehicle off. For the drift event, guys, nothing too special here. Most of the time when you're probably in this event, though, you'll probably be fighting this car to keep it straight because it does obviously like the slide. It is a drift car, but I notice it can kind of get away from itself, so do be prepared to like, counter steer it. Keep it actually drifting, and honestly, 300,000+ points should be pretty easy to do. For the other event here, once again, you have to use a Japan vehicle for this, guys. I use the Integra Type R. You can use the RX-7, Turbo Sakura, whatever it's called. You could use the Integra like me. Use a Civic Type R. Really, whatever you feel like using on this one. And again, you are most likely going to pretty much be like, oh yeah, this race, I recognize this one. And I would say that's kind of something that many of the races do. And the funny part is you'll probably see this one for the event here in the like left middle-ish area. You have to use the Honda NSX. Again, guys, the NSX is actually a good car. I would say try my build out if you want. I did end up running that. Did I pretty much break records with my score? No, but to be real, I pretty much run every event once, then I kind of leave the entire summit anyway. So if you can run it once and all that and get used to the turning and stuff, because there's a lot of them in this event, again, you will recognize the race. Speaking of that, though, the other event here, the last one, is also Street Tier 1. You have to run the Fairlady Z, guys. This is a very short race. Again, you'll probably recognize it. Gotta say that because players might jump in and go, oh, which race is this? Then go, oh, I got you. There is a cut in this one. You definitely want to go after that. It's very hard to miss it because you could see like the alleyway to hit that one. Guys, do that, and this race is fairly simple. It's kind of a lot of straightaways, not a lot of turns, so keeping your speed up really is the main option there. Overall, though, I would say this summit was fairly easy to do, and I would say it will most likely be a lot less played than the previous week, you know, with the BMW being in there. If you guys are interested in this tire, this summit is definitely for you, and if you guys are definitely excited for tires, then the next 3 weeks, man, get hyped up because we're all going to be tired. Am I right? But either way, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below.